So, here's the news. This is your Star Wars stuff right here. Boeing secret plane. This is proof that, corporations have gone behind your back and, they have the anti-gravity stuff. They have the technology now. They have the formula or whatever you want to call it. And, it's kind of like, rubbing it in your face. Ha ha ha. Look what we have done. So, what does that mean, Here's an article on the government admits studies UFOs. So about those conspiracy theories. So whoever wrote this article says here, score one for the crackpots, the tinfoil hats. Yeah, people like me, huh? Yeah, $22 million government program to collect and analyze anomalous aerospace threats. So, this is interesting how they're finally maybe telling you the truth. This is probably about 90% truth right here. And, it just is interesting how, people back in the 50s were bitching and complaining about this. And no one took them seriously. And so this is the same thing, that the more things change, the less they change. Here the targeted individuals are bitching and complaining. We're being under attack. We've got these directed energy weapons. You need to fucking listen. We've been bitching and bitching and bitching about this shit. And then, I don't want my story to come out 50 years later and the people go, oh, is that why we can't reproduce? Because we didn't fucking listen to this. We didn't listen back then. We were covering it up. Why do you think we fucking fight so hard? It's because this shit is serious. This technology that your government has is all about control. It's all about control and human trafficking, and because you got a bunch of reptilian people running this planet. Point blank. Stop protecting the very thing that is out to destroy you. They're using scalar waves on the planet. They're using microwaves on the planet. They're fucking spraying the shit out of the sky. Every single thing on this planet is infected with chemtrails. The dirt, the trees, the water. So everybody is infected with Morgellons or whatever you want to call it. It's these tiny, tiny white, wire things in your body. And they use that as a weapon to torture you with. That's what they use, because it sends a signal out and they zap you. Everybody is infected. And it's just amazing how society is divided. Either you get zapped or you don't get zapped. So that's what I'm saying is, I go to the grocery store and I look at my fellow person over here and I see that they buy the same food. They buy their beer and their alcohol and their smokes and their pastries and their meat. They buy the same stuff, if not worse than what I buy. I try to eat healthy. But I find that, it's really hard to get rid of the chemtrails out of your body. There's no way to get rid of it until the whole program comes down. The whole entire... We have got to pull the plug on this program. If they're admitting that this Area 51 is a program, this whole thing that's going on with the TIs is a fucking program. From the CIA, your DOD, and I already have named 2 people on my list. They're on my shit list. So here's the story. I'm reflecting back how people were bitching and complaining about this stuff going on back in the 40s and the 50s. Okay? 70 years of bizarre stories on secret government stuff. 70 years, people. And guess what? They have unleashed the power. Okay? So, here we go. The government, the theory goes, experimented on the aliens and tried to harness the technology in their ships to manufacture interstellar spacecraft to produce powerful energy weapons. Lab-coated Area 51 scientists also were able to be mulling ways to manipulate or weaponize the weather, travel through time, and teleport. Well, that's Andrew Basiago mentions that. I heard about his story on Coast to Coast. He was talking about this jump room technology and how Obama was there and how he was able to go back into the Civil War. I mean, that's horrible information because, you know, if you go back in time, you could be altering everybody's life. That's disrupting life, okay? And then Alfred Weber, he mentions how these guys are time bandits. They manipulate life. That's why the targeted individuals see this shit. We're sick of it. They manipulate time, they manipulate life through this AI system. Or their little travel thing. They've been going to the moon, people, so I'm telling you the truth. It's all biblical as well, because the Masons go by the Bible. Okay? That's their book. So if shit hits the fan, guess where the elite are going? They're hitting the moon and escaping. They're rolling out. That's why I give the alarm. That's why I've been bitching about this. They have the technology to just disappear and do whatever they want. No accountability. And then finally they come out today with this article saying, you know, the tinfoil hat people were right. Well, guess what? You better start listening to the TIs because we are right. Okay? Stop procrastinating. We have something blocking our sun. It's called the Sun Simulator. That's designed by NASA. They're using it as laser beams to assault California. Because why? Think about it. They want the land. The elite are all about assets and land and control. Uranium, minerals, gold. I mean, it's been going on. The Anunnaki, from what I understand, they were all about gold. Minerals. You know? The manna. I don't know. Something about the manna. There's something about the manna. But who cares? I just want to point it out that here you have an article where they say 70 years later that, you know, the tinfoil hat people were right. Okay? That's all I'm trying to say. We're in the age of Kali Yuga because your elite go through this cycle thing. Okay? Where they think they can act like gods. They go into your mind, they manipulate you, and they do dream manipulation, and they affect your pineal gland. It's just it's a walking nightmare. Everybody has psychic powers. And what they've been doing is experimenting on humanity for a very long time. You know? Why do you think they have a DNA bank? Why do they want you to sign up for Ancestry.com? Why do you think they take a baby's blood when it's born? Because they want to know the DNA. They want to know how they can control humanity, people. It's the Trojan horse of all. And it's wrong. I mean, this shit needs to end. You know, and then you have a society out there saying, well, we're going to beat you up and da-da-da-da-da. Bunch of hypocrites. Because don't you realize that later on down the road, someone might be using the same tools on me, on your family. The tables turn. Stalking me. You know, pretty soon someone might stalk you and you'll be like, holy shit, maybe, you know. It's a weapon, people. No one's going to get out of this unscathed. Just because you're on the work for the bad guys or whatever, you're a big badass. Don't think that you're not you're not expendable because you know too much. You know way too much more than I do. I'm just trying to pick up the pieces as I go along and try to put the stuff together. A long time, a few months ago I did a video on how, gee, Lucifer eats his own bloodline. Your little snake eating its tail thing. Who needs that aggravation? Why do you guys sign up with this stuff? Don't you understand the ramifications? Or do you guys just jump in with both feet? Oh, it's okay, generational, it's okay. No, it's not okay. You're affecting other people's lives by gang stalking and screwing them up psychology and their psychic, and it's just, you're screwing up their frequency. Who are you to be standing there as a fellow human being and judge another human being? You guys are hypocrites with your own Bible. Absolute hypocrites. It's like no one grows up. No one grows up. It's just, that's what I see. I see people hiding behind the curtain thinking that they're protected. You're not protected. Eventually it will catch up with you. It may not affect you now or this year or the following year, but eventually, it could be just a moment in time, and that's what I mean. It just takes one moment in time for the mirror to break. So, yes, I'm ranting. Because it's horrible. I used to have the highest standards for everybody. High standards for everybody. No, not until you guys threw me in this program. CIA, DOD, Black Ops. I had the highest hopes for humanity. And right now, I'm just like, pfft. And the thing is like, I have to sometimes turn the other way to like, let you guys go. Because you're all in cahoots with one another. Anyways. I'll let you go. You're red, white, and blue, Orion.